Can I talk to you a second about niching or niching, whatever you want to call it? Pick a niche, work the niche, love the niche. Otherwise, you're trying to be all things to all people, or at least to too many people. It's exhausting, and it's hard to scale your business to really make money. Hi there, I'm Christine Laureano, conversion copywriter and marketing strategist at Basics Marketing, where I help makers that are making a difference write marketing messages that matter. I know you should, but have you picked one? If you've been through courses or programs about marketing your business, you've done the work, but are you doing it? Are you actually doing it? Little story. I finally stopped fighting the niche this year. I did a lot of general work, and I played around in my current niche a little bit. But for me, what happened was I wanted to try something different. I didn't want to necessarily stay in an industry that I had known. Big mistake. I've worked in this niche for years, for decades as a product maker. So I know the industry. I know the business. And for me now, as a copywriter, having switched from a product maker to now a marketing strategist, I know this market. And the VOC, the voice of customer data, those marketing messages are now a piece of cake for me because I know where these people are. Guess what? From doing that, from creating and sticking with my niche, I have a pipeline of clients. I have a ton more content for my marketing, like my YouTube channel here, because I know what your pains and your challenges are and can answer those questions that are causing you those headaches and setbacks. And I also started booking more speaking gigs. So what does this mean for you? Well, first of all, a pipeline of clients, because you know exactly who to target your marketing and your messages to and who to communicate to. You know where they hang out. You understand their pains and their challenges. And so this way, messaging becomes a lot easier. You also have a ton more content, for example, your YouTube channel, because video is the thing, but you have it for blogs, for guest posts, for your social media, because you know how to talk to your people. And if speaking is part of your marketing plan, like targeting your audience, you can target networks and groups that your audience is hanging out in and events that are attending. And so you can actually be there in real life to speak to them in person. There's nothing better than that. And this, for me, was all because I stopped fighting the niche. So what do I want you to do? So embrace the niche, embrace the niche, whatever you call it. Know what makes you and your brand different. And once you do, this makes your life and business so much easier. Now, a little side note here. Creating a niche is a lot like stopping multitasking and just focusing on one thing, one activity. We don't actually do more than one activity at once, or what we're doing is actually switching back and forth between them. And that switching back and forth is exhausting. It actually uses up oxygen in your brain and runs you down. Now, what does this have to do anymore with niching? Because when you're creating your marketing messages, if you're trying to create a message for example, for skincare, because I know it comes easily to me. If you're trying to create messages for facial care, then you're switching over to body scrubs. You may have same but maybe different audiences, just a little bit. And you have to start changing and switching back your messaging instead of staying really focused in one particular area. Now, I'm going to show you a couple of brands that are my favorite. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into 3 key points and a bonus on how you can do this too. The first I want to share with you, and this is one of my favorites. I actually know the owner of Smarty Pit, and I have seen her grow over the years and what happened when she decided to niche. She had been a general. She used to make a lot of different products. She started with lip balms. She went to lotions and body care. She even started making soaps. Then she found her deodorant formula. And from that, she saw that the deodorants were selling like hotcakes. They were her biggest seller. And a lot of the other products weren't selling as much. So in her strategy, she decided to niche. Now, I know it's hard for people because you love every single thing you make, and you constantly have ideas of new things to make. But here's the thing, it's not scalable. That's great for a hobbyist, but when you really start to grow a business and you want to scale beyond the farmer's market money that you're making and really start to grow, because we've all started there, it takes diligence and it takes focus, and focusing on a niche is what helps grow the business. So Smarty Pit's business has grown to a 7-figure business because they decided to stick to deodorants. Now, why I wanted to show you this is because pumpkin spice, not only is it in your latte, it's in Smarty Pit's deodorant, and it's back this year. And I can tell you, she probably has a lot of people waiting for her pumpkin spice this time of year. Now, you can see here, she doesn't feel limited because she does the Smarty Pit of the month. Now, she also has small travel size. She also does for teens. So even though she is doing deodorant, she is still marketing a couple of different ways to her audiences. With deodorant, she knows the message. She knows how to talk about their deodorant needs, their stink needs, and she can really focus on how to market her product. Here is Pura Vida. Now, Pura Vida bracelets, they're string bracelets, and they are now a huge company. But they started with the string bracelets. They created a program, but they also created a plan to use brand ambassadors to help sell their products. Now, what happened is it became a phenomenon for the Pura Vida community because those string bracelets now, their ambassadors post them on Instagram. They're in their Insta stories. They're all over the place because they had this one niche that they worked on. They got their brand ambassadors excited, and they're selling scads and scads of product. Okay, cool. I want to jump into those 3 key points and that one bonus that I wanted to talk to you about. First and foremost, what I want you to do to really embrace this niche, this thing that you're going to do, is dig deep into what you know and love. This makes it easy because you won't have the kind of learning curve that you'll have if you're entering into an unfamiliar niche. And I know, again, it feels hard. For me as a creative entrepreneur, I knew where my people were because I had created products for that industry, and I had been involved in that industry for 2 decades. So that made it super easy for me to really hone in and embrace. It took me a while to embrace it, but to really embrace and do what I love and what I know. Second, commit to one product or one product type, like deodorant, like candles, like watches, like mattresses. Because the more products you have, the more SKUs you have, and then you have to keep track of everything. And you have to write more product descriptions. You have to split your time between marketing those many different products. So if you're doing candles and cupcakes, you know, that becomes very difficult to try to have to market to 2 different product lines. So stick to one. It makes it so much easier for you to do your marketing. I know this is hard. Again, I just want to reiterate because you love making things, but you can do that as a hobby. You can do that on the side, but I want you to, it doesn't limit you. I want you to just pick the one thing. Again, it doesn't limit you because like these other brands that we just showed you, you can do different scents, you can do different sizes, you can do different colors, you can do, like Pura Vida, they have different charms. You can do different things, but you can focus on that one main niche. The third thing I want you to do is develop your marketing plan and stick with it, because consistency is the key to growing and developing your niche and growing your business around it. You need a strategy because flying by the seat of your pants is not a strategy and it's not scalable. Start with 1 or 2 activities. It could be using email marketing to grow your list and create product offerings and give your customers other info they need to help make better decisions. You could add social media. Look at which platforms your customers are hanging out in and make those connections. Start those conversations and get to know those people. Like Pura Vida, They use brand ambassadors to promote their products. Now, it took time and it took consistency, but they are now among the top 50 brands on Shopify. And in 2018, the founder, Griffin Thal, earned his spot in the Forbes 30 Under 30. This is because he's selling string bracelets, and he brought in his local artisans who make string bracelets. The last thing I want to show you, and this is the big bonus, don't forget to sell, because part of your job is to sell your products. I know that you don't love sounding salesy. I know that you don't want to feel pushy, and that's okay, because you won't. When you pick your niche and you understand how to communicate with your people and have those conversations, it won't feel anything like selling, because you're the one that knows your product best. You can help your customers first. You can understand their problems, their challenges, and then you'll be able to offer that solution, or the solution that your products offer them. So listen first, repeat and reiterate is the second thing, and then the third is to solve their problem. Again, an example for that is deodorant. Once you understand the ins and outs of their stink and why it's happening, you can help them solve their problem with just the right deodorant for them. See, you can do that with your products too. Candles, watches, mattresses, you name it, you can do it. I've got a little something for you I'm going to link to down in the notes to help you with picking your niche. I'm going to give you a PDF of the slides that I just showed you. I'm also going to give you the content strategy checklist link so that you can create a plan and stick with it. That's the hardest part. And that's what kind of makes you feel like you want to wander if you're not seeing results right away. Again, it's consistency. Don't wander from your niche. Just be consistent and have a little patience. If you like this video, remember to subscribe to my channel. And you can also get the Maker's Quick Start Guide to Marketing and my bi-monthly copy and content marketing tips by subscribing on my, and I'll give you the link, subscribing to my list. And this way you can get those tips to help you out and grow your business. Great, thanks for joining me. I'll see you next time.